was built in, I'm going to go with 1888. There is a Beck family member, an older man, and he said 1888. They moved in 1889. It took a year to build. And it was on a 4.5 acre lot that Charles Beck bought. There's about a half an acre left. So, slowly it got sold off, unfortunately. But it used to be quite the property with a very long driveway. And it basically went to the mill. I stumbled across buying this house, and I love this big old building. It's has its moments. I've always liked old houses, never lived in one or anything. Didn't grow up in one, just standard, homes. It didn't really have anything to do with the haunted aspect at that point. You kind of look at it when you first drive up and you think, oh, how can that not be haunted? But you don't know whether you believe, and until things would start to happen.
Power stones.
I do that a few times.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't hurt.
I do feel lighter. So I don't remember all the things. I swear to God, I know I went right when she started talking, I started feeling, that feeling I felt like at the Beck House or the museum. Like I had to lean on something. Like I started feeling really sick.
You wonder if it's like hearing it and
before
then getting
she started talking about it, and then she started talking about it.
Yeah, I was getting goosebumps all over the place for a lot of this.
Like I feel like I need to test my blood again.
It's intense. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. We all get in here.
Yeah, we'll just
lean in after. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am here with Dee and Nate. We're at the Beck House. We're about to go inside. I am pumped.
Alright.
Welcome to the Beck House. Hey, nice. You recording?
It was just like I was connected somehow. It was really eerie. So we buy the house. We're leaving after signing papers, and I get a text from my daughter. She says, "Don't buy the house, it's haunted." I said, "Oh, it's already done." So here we are in our haunted house. It took a little while for me to notice anything, but I slept like a baby. So then my daughter, who I will mention the odd time is a medium, she said, Amelia, Mrs. Beck, she's a very caring lady. It was, still is. And she was healing me. She was waving her hands over me while I slept. So that was kind of nice. And I did sleep well for many years. Moved the bedroom from one apartment to a different room, and that one I can't sleep in. It's funny how, some places in the building you're not comfortable with.
Let's see if I'm allowed to do live. Yeah.
Do you want to get the door first?
We're about to go into the room. So we're staying in one of the rooms here for the next couple days to see what we can find out.
Okay, this is the infamous hallway.
Infamous hallway.
Oh wow, this place is bigger than I thought it would be.
This is the bedroom. I gotta tell you guys, I smell so much cigarette smoke. The guys are telling me that, oh well, people probably smoke in this building, but it is intense for me.
A little view. So this looks like another room.
Try not to go too fast.
Wow, 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms.
Connection's not very strong, or someone doesn't want us recording.
Hey.
This might not happen too much. This is still trying to record.
Yeah, this is
oh, here we go.
Okay.
See if we could get back in this room. The ceilings are so tall in this room, and we keep losing connection when we come in here.
Many tenants, of course, tell stories. They have stories. 3 that I'm aware of in my time have been pushed on the stairway. Now, the push is not hard enough to knock you down. I believe it's Charles Beck. He doesn't mean any harm, so to speak, but, you know, why that would happen to them, I don't know. I have not felt pushed. I feel presences in the stairway.
What's up, everybody? We are live at the Beck House with the crew. We're about to do a nice big investigation. It's going to be sweet. And Ryan, Stacy.
Howdy.
What's up? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Who's Ryan? Your chef?
I'm an investigative journalist and a UFO paranormal researcher.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Awesome. And what do you expect to see here? Or do you got any thoughts on what we're...
What do I expect? Nothing. What do I hope? For everything.
Nice.
I brought enough gear here to alarm a lot of people. So if there's something here, we're going to know about it, hopefully, and be able to capture it.
Awesome. Spline her up.
Okay, so Priscilla told me to come in and check in this room. We had a strange feeling here. She asked me to where I felt it, and that's where I felt it. And then I turned on, this is a Rook, which is essentially a K2 meter as well, except it's designed to put on a tripod in multiple ways, just more fancier design. It also makes noises when it gets close. This device here is actually a bug sweeper. It's more sensitive, so when you go into a room, like I have Wi-Fi, we have Wi-Fi here, right?
There is, well, yeah, somewhere.
So you're screaming because of the Wi-Fi, so I can dial it down so we can get a baseline. And before he came in, I had the dial down already, and then it went off that little bit there. So, and then we can actually show that if we take this out of this room.
Oh, yeah.
You see that? Follow it back. We got something there.
Yeah.
And I got another. I've been interested in paranormal and UFOs for a long time. And yeah, I'm pretty serious about it. Investigation for me is the good game. I like the ingenuity of creating devices to capture potential ghosts or entities. And for me, who likes solving riddles, this is the only riddle that I have not been able to solve. So it keeps me busy. Okay, so what I have here, this is a trail cam, okay, which is infrared basic. We use this to capture animals, right? Deer cam. This is an infrared illuminator. So I have a full spectrum camera if anyone needs that, so you can see in the dark. If you want, we can use that.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is my laser grid. So the idea here is we're going to put this down a stationary hallway as well. Where there might be movement. So if something were to pass in it, you're going to see a silhouette or a shape. So that is something we would want to be stationary whenever we're doing something else. Your shadow, right? So they got a camera picking that up at the same time. We'll be able to distinguish, the shape, right? But if there's nothing through it, if we can see through you, and as well as the movement of the lights, then that would just, suggest some sort of apparition, right?
My thoughts are to set up EVP session in the basement and set up whatever cameras and devices we want to set up in that area and around there, because it seemed to be the most active. And if we want to set something up here while we're down there, just like
we know the basement area, we know where we are allowed to go and where we're not allowed to go, so I think that's a smart idea. Let's set all that up.
Go on there. Nice. Yeah, the stairway is some chat about stuff here. cold?
There's like a wall.
Yeah, right there. I mean, there's a basement that's
10 degrees. 10 degrees in that corner.
It feels really,
14 here.
it feels like pretty cold right here. That's not that good, eh?
Could be because I have all these things in
Yeah. There's a big drop there. This is where all those others were.
Okay. Set this here.
Hey, Ryan, can you check the temperature right where I'm standing?
I just don't have enough hands.
That's alright.
Okay, so you got 12 on the floor, 13 on the door.
Like right here? Is that possible?
You're 27.
It's super cold right here. So, we were told that the back room, the craft room, if we were to set up an EVP, or to set up, Brenda was told by her daughter to set up a tape recorder in there, and she would hear something. So I was thinking if we do the EVP, that's probably the spot to do it.
As soon as I set it down here,
Mm-hmm.
I got like a reading of
spikes.
4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Because yeah, yesterday we were getting a ton of activity down here, but this thing hasn't moved since I've been down today. Oh, there was a tiny jump. As I said that.
Can you try to have the helmets?
Yeah.
She called me one day. She had never been to the basement. And so she didn't know what it looked like. She said, Mom, I don't want to frighten you, but if you go to the basement, when you walk down the stairs, you'll come into a room. And I said, yes. She said, I think it's the laundry room. I said, yes. What's farther? You got to walk farther. I said, okay. She says, there's a bigger room. I said, yeah, there's a bigger room. She goes, no, that's not the room either. Keep going. What comes next? I said, service room. She says, it's the room attached to the service room. What is that room, Mom? I said, my craft room. That's the room. You put a tape recorder in there and you will hear voices loud and clear. Needless to say, I didn't.
Did you live here with your family, sweetheart? Okay. Remember, I'm not here to hurt you, okay? I have a little boy as well.
So, let's just see what's
Okay. Happy to. You don't deserve that. Wow, this is cold. Whoa,
Your
it's
K2's going off
going
here.
off like crazy back here.
Take a step forward. See? See? Cool.
I must tell you, I was vacuuming in the basement this morning. In that room, I have never felt it that cold.
Your craft room?
Tonight, in the craft room.
May I ask, are you a mother?
Did yours respond on that one too?
You're very lucky.
How do you feel, Tim? You all right?
Are you related to anyone in the Beck family, out of curiosity?
Can you see this
Doesn't
cold
talk to
spot
Brenda anymore.
surrounding the K2?
That's why
See how it's blue?
I saw
You see it?
Mhm.
So there is a bit of a cold spot, and if you look at Priscilla's feet in here, she doesn't have that.
That room, I'm in and out of it all the time. I'm in and out of everywhere, common space in the building all the time. And that was the coldest I have felt it. The first Christmas I was here, I was decorating the staircase. I decorate from top to bottom in garland and decorations and such. So I started on the 3rd floor. I was doing it late at night. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. And as I was really fiddling because I hadn't done it before. And I heard footsteps. I heard shuffling. And I heard the door bang. So I said, hello, hello. Yeah, thinking a tenant's coming in or out. Nobody answered me. I went down a few stairs and looked. Nothing. So I thought, well, yeah, it's in my mind, right? Continued. Did it again. And I have heard through a medium that the maids didn't like to tie their boots. And Charles would get very upset because they could trip on their laces. So they shuffled a lot. So I heard the shuffling for a second time. Now I get in the willies a little bit, you know, because I'm new to this. Had only been here a number of months, and I went all the way down this time because I thought there's got to be somebody coming in the bottom door, and I'm just not hearing it. There was nothing. So I kind of creeped out, went into my own apartment, you know, calmed myself down and thought, I can do this. So I went up for the 3rd try here and did it again. And that was about 2 o'clock. This took period through the period, and I was done for that night. But it was loud and clear. There was no ifs, ands, and buts. There was shuffling and footsteps, and the doors banging. And I think personally, it was the maids coming to see what I was doing, because I don't know how many years it has not been decorated. And perhaps if they used to, they might have liked it. That's what I like to think anyway, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to use it again, because I was like,
Yeah, no, I get you.
Good. Dial it down.
301 is very active, if you can see it. Doorknobs move, cupboards bang. Again, if you're not sensitive to it, you're not going to notice these things. You think you would know it's banging, but they do. I have had tenants had that experience. Every apartment looks different. Every apartment seems to house, shall we say, different spirits.
You smell it too, right? I don't think I can go in.
It's very potent.
It smells like vomit.
No way. That's where you're staying?
That's the room. It doesn't like that when we left. That's vomit. Like, that's sick. I'll let you go first and tell me what's up. Do you smell anything weird?
It's weird going off like crazy.
Does it not smell like vomit to you?
Yeah.
Do people smoke downstairs?
It's in this apartment, so
It's not really cigarette smoke, either.
No.
is it pipe?
Apparently, you smoke the pipe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can smell.
Tobacco. It's like
So
a
I can
pipe
smell the
tobacco.
pipe,
Kind of.
whatever, you know, like the wood,
Yeah.
right? And that wasn't here when we left.
No, it's coming.
I
Yeah,
felt that. I smell it a lot when
it
I'm
comes in
standing around
those.
the kitchen area.
Yeah.
The smell of specifically a pipe is significant too, not just linking to him, but
Just some.
it's just a common thing, almost like sulfur, right? It's
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And yeah, it's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got someone on the shoulder right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Beck was in this apartment probably 2 years ago. And he showed himself. That was the first time I have heard of anyone actually seeing him, physically seeing him as you and I sit here. And he came walking down the hallway behind the tenant. And of course, the tenant saw him in the mirror. When he turned around, he's gone. Mm-hmm.
So nothing.
So nothing went. No, it didn't trigger one. 15:35, so 3:30 this afternoon is when I tested it, make sure it worked. And we got 8:47, which is when we left the room. 8:47, I'm still in the room. So nothing. Nothing.
Alright. How are we feeling?
Drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That took a lot out of me. It's weird how like nothing can take so much out of you.
Well, I wouldn't say it's nothing. I mean, we've had a lot of strong connections tonight, with every single connection we've made was strong pendulum action, strong electronic. It's what's interesting from the very beginning is that we felt those things were happening, and now it's like almost reassuring that there's something happening.
My daughter has spoken to both Amelia and Mary, and Amelia talks the way you would talk in the 1800s. There's a lot of these and thous, and she uses odd words. I spoke to her that day, and she said she wouldn't talk to me ever again. Isn't that not weird?
That's very
And she doesn't. I can talk to her, but I don't feel her in the room.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.